Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So, wanna tell me who you are?
Si no lo sé ni yo, ¿cómo te voy a decir quién soy? ¿Esto qué es? Ah, vale. Mujer. Hombre. La máscara una señora. Ah, tono de piel. Este mismo. Nombre. Vamos a poner... Liz.
Well, it's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river?
No.
What's the last thing you remember?
Nada. A ver. Escapando de la ley. Especialista en arqueología. Pues es conocimientos sobre el mundo antiguo. Soldado, tienes un arma de fuego del ejército, pero solo tiene 10 balas. No hay que utilizarla con juicio. Vale. Escapando de la ley. El tiempo que llevas huyendo de las autoridades ha hecho que tengas los pies ligeros y corres un 25% más rápido. El golpe que te diste en la cabeza ha aumentado tu umbral de dolor y ahora es un 50% más difícil acabar contigo. Pues esto de aquí. Voy a coger, estaba buscando unas ruinas antiguas. Me gusta.
Oh, you're an archaeologist? Then you'll definitely want to hear this.
Dime.
I don't know if it's exactly what you're looking for, but there are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me.
Ah, venga.
He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him, so I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him?
Venga.
If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please?
¿Me importa si primero te hago unas preguntas?
Oh, of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. What do you want to know?
¿Quién eres? Eso estaría bien. ¿Cuál es tu historia? ¿Quién es Al? ¿Dónde estamos? ¿Puedo preguntarlo todo?
Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean?
No, no sé a qué te refieres. Ni siquiera vas a decir tu nombre.
I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you.
Pues sí, sí que me importa. Quiero saberlo. ¿Por qué no quieres? Da igual. Sí, quiero saberlo.
All right,
coño.
fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey. It's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself.
Vale, ¿y por
My
qué?
name's
¿Qué tiene que ver el nombre de
Karen.
Karen? Todos esos memes sobre Karen han destrozado el nombre, ¿eh? ¿Memes? Soy la única que no... Ah, vale, sí, ya. Gracias por salvarme la vida, Karen.
You're welcome. Always happy to help. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
¿Tienes Al?
He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other. I guess not. But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is.
Vale. ¿Dónde estamos?
You really don't remember? We're in Italy.
¡Uy,
This river
Italia!
is the Tiber.
¡Ah, qué sorpresa! ¿Qué me puedes contar sobre las ruinas?
Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts. Al...
Entre puntos suspensivos. ¿Has probado a llamar pidiendo ayuda?
What am I, an idiot? You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust me.
Vale.
Great.
No más preguntas.
So you're ready to go look for Al?
Sí, venga, vamos a buscar al...
Thank
Vamos.
you. The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Please, hurry. Oh,
Vale, vale.
and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
Ah, una linterna. Vale. Ok, gracias. Coger. No me veo los pies. ¿Tienes
Back
algo más?
already? What's up?
Qué mal rollo me va a tocar.
Thanks again. And please, hurry.
Puedo soltar diálogos. Inspeccionar. Viejo bote de remos de madera. Karen lo habrá usado para rescatarme del río. ¿Vale? Ok. Linternita. Accede a las ruinas. Una antorcha de metal oxidada que habrá encendido Al. Voy por buen camino. ¿Y si no lo ha encendido él, qué? Creo que el juego es de aventuras. No lo sé. LT para correr. Vale. Voy a saltar. Oh, me agacho. Bajar linterna. Subir linterna. No hay necesidad de darle al botón de la izquierda. Con darle al mismo. Así.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten, all knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place."
Ah, vale.
Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out.
Entrando,
If
supongo.
I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation, or a warning. Al Worth.
Vale. Ah, mira. Si lo puedo leer desde aquí. Vale. Pues yo vengo de buena fe, ¿eh? Así que... ¡Ah! Tenía la opción de coger la vasija esa. Vengo de buena fe, así que no he robado nada, ¿eh? Eso quiere decir que bienvenida sea yo, ¿no? Supongo. Que no veo. Me mola la banda sonora. Este tipo de música me encanta. No puedo encender esto. Y solo hay un camino. ¿Qué es esto? Teléfono móvil. Roto. Teléfono roto, posiblemente pertenece al... Abajo no sirve de nada, pero me lo puedo llevar como prueba para... A ver. Oh, pum. ¿Que quién soy? Buena pregunta. Todo es de oro. El perro del vecino deja de ladrar. ¿Esto qué es? Estatua dorada. Una joven romana en pose de lamentación. ¡Ay, el perro del vecino! Por favor. Estatua dorada. Gladiador romano, cerca de su objetivo. ¿Qué pudo causar que un gladiador huyese? Buena pregunta. Cargando. A ver qué hay por aquí. Estatua dorada. A ver. Una joven mujer romana parece que suplicaba por su vida. Vale. ¿Y si no son estatuas, si son personas que han sido convertidas en estatuas de oro? Tachan. No, esto tampoco. Sí que parece que han sido transformados. Estoy buscando a Al. A que se le ha perdido el móvil. Comandante del ejército romano que intenta huir de algo. Claro. ¿Eres Al? No. Legionario romano está en estado de terror. Pobrecito. Buah, esto es inmenso. Ay. ¿A este qué le pasa? Tiene cara de asco. ¿Tú? Una mujer romana que parece rezar por una ayuda que no llegará jamás. ¿Sí soy yo? ¡Ay! ¡No! Perdón. Lo siento. Ha sido sin querer. Cuidado. ¿Qué es esto?
To whoever reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, that you'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. And here there are only two options. Death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now. And find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
Eres Al, tú, entonces. Estatua dorada de un anciano que lleva ropa moderna. Debe de ser Al. ¿Pero cómo es posible? Es de oro. ¿No le puedo hacer una foto? Para enseñársela a la tía. Tiene pinta de que pueda llevarla a la casa. ¿Me oyes? Un poquito. Si hablas más alto, te oiría mejor. le pasa a este? Shh, calla. Un hombre romano de rodillas, como si pidiera clemencia a los dioses. Ya, cállate la boca, coño. Tengo que entrar por ahí, ¿sí o sí? Ay, Dios, entra solo. El cosmos. Modo foto. ¿Para qué quiero entrar yo en modo foto? Relieve, inspeccionar. Un relieve romano en el que están representados un gran portal redondo y dos mujeres. Me pregunto quiénes serán. No sé. Pregúntale. He viajado en el tiempo.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
Lo que quiero saber es, si estamos en Italia, ¿por qué hablas inglés? Y vengo del futuro. Un momento. ¡Ay! Fíjate, lo pregunto y todo. ¿Hablas inglés? Un momento. ¿Hablas inglés?
What? I'm speaking Latin. You are too, although your accent's a little strange. Oh, I see what you did there. Changing the subject like that. Nice try. But I'll ask again. Who are you? And what were you doing in the shrine?
Te he visto pidiendo clemencia, así que déjame en paz. Santuario de y vengo del futuro. No te voy a responder eso porque...
Yeah, you know,
me vas a ver como
agricultural
loca.
goddess of springtime? You're not from around here, are you?
No, no
And
lo
you've
soy.
just done it again. You're a sly one, aren't you? One more time. Who are you and what were you doing in that shrine?
Venga, me llamo Lid y vengo del futuro. A ver qué me responde.
No idea what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Are you a bit, you know, not right in the head?
Como todos
That's
vosotros.
all right, friend. Everyone's welcome here.
Ay, mira, qué bonito. Gracias.
But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along
Vale.
just fine.
Vuestras leyes.
Not laws,
Señor.
law. There's just
Leyes,
one,
vale.
the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's,
Convertirse en
well, it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming?
Creo que tiene que ser ahora. No.
Look, you
iré yo
seem like
sola.
you might need a little extra help, and I'd feel a lot more comfortable if I showed you the way.
Vale,
Follow
venga.
me. When I first
Pesadito.
arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here.
Me has
But,
hablado
as you
desde
can
ahí,
see,
en serio.
we've got a nice little community now.
Parecía más cerca. No puedo ir por aquí. Pues yo quiero irme a mi bola. Vale, venga, llévame. Pesado.
Only 23 of us at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. No idea how, since nobody knows a way out. But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your
¿Quién
pretty
eres?
new friend, Galerius?
Personas
Keep it in your
conocidas,
loincloth,
parece
Aurelia.
no
I'm
tener
taking her
tiempo.
to see the magistrate.
That pompous
que
old
intentar hablar
bore
con ella
won't be
más tarde.
magistrate for much
Vale.
longer. Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her, if I were you. She's, it's not my place to say.
Pues no lo digas.
Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat. That one usually gets a chuckle.
No puedo pasar por aquí. Hola.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well,
Tiene frío,
you
eso es
know,
lo que tiene.
I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left
¿Por qué
is
lo
the
llaman
forum,
abismo?
where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Hilarious. You're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the
Me van a
newcomer
matar.
personally. The farm. Go.
Van a encerrar, lo sabes, ¿verdad?
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
Un conspiranoico.
I said it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy. Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him
Te he visto a
personally.
ti
Follow me, please.
en el futuro. Eres un olfato de oro. Me ha pedido que te lleve... Venga,
Follow
vale,
me.
tú guías. ¿Para qué voy a meterme en conversación si me van a dar largas todo?
Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge
Tu deber es
wouldn't
acompañarme, no
waste
contarme
time
tu vida.
finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10. Made us draw straws.
Entero de
Whoever drew the
cerámica,
short
entero
straw
de
had to be
cerámica de vino.
executed by the other 9.
Espejo. ¿Es eso? ¿Espejo? Ah, esto es un espejo, esto no. Examinar. Contiene perfume casero. Vale. Robar. Vaya. Se puede robar. ¿Qué tipo de juego es este? Querido diario, hoy mi padre me ha sugerido que escriba un diario para así estar ocupada mientras todos afrontamos la repentina y devastadora desaparición de mi hermana. Como hija diligente, tengo que complacerle. Las siguientes páginas contienen mis secretos más íntimos. Me estoy leyendo. Página siguiente. Sé que estás leyendo esto, padre. Ser joven no es sinónimo de estupidez. Todos tenemos derecho a tener secretos. Sencillo. Ajá. Y... Denario 17. ¿Eso será del dinero? Como no había en el otro. Aquí qué hay. Comida. Un fogón. Sin duda desagradable, sin embargo, seguramente los romanos consideran que ese problema es de los sirvientes. Supongo.
Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong.
Otro
One of
Don't
us
mind
in
me.
10
I just
would
live
die
here.
for the crimes of the collective.
Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop
Yo
letting
te he visto a ti
barbarians
también,
in here.
convertida en estatua.
What do you want?
You're in for a rude shock. Because the golden rule is exactly
Right.
10
I'm
Victoria.
Sentia, eldest daughter of the magistrate. But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced properly. What are you doing in here? And why are you dressed like that?
Del futuro.
Really? I'd never have noticed, what with your flawless accent, appropriate attire, and impressive mastery of our customs. Now,
Vale,
remind
hija.
me, why are we having this conversation?
Dios, qué arisca eres. Por eso te convertiste en oro. Cerda. ¿Cómo salgo de allí?
What is it with you people?
You heard the rumor that my little sister escaped and figure I must know a way out too. Is that it? Well, that's just a stupid rumor. We have no idea what happened to Scintilla. I wish you mouth breathers would just leave me alone.
A ver, relájate un poquito, ¿eh?
I don't know. Can you? Can you tell me how a person could have disappeared from a city with no exits and no crime?
En la que
Was
no
she
se cometen
snatched
delitos.
away
¿Qué te
by the
crees que es
harpies?
esto, hija mía? Fabula City. ¿Cuándo la viste por última vez? Sencio, Sencia, Sencilla. ¿Por qué son tan parecidos vuestros nombres? No, eso no. Parece que estás muy alterado con las opiniones de tu hermana. Vale, vamos a ver. Vamos a ser buena gente. ¿Cuándo la viste por última vez?
It was 3 weeks ago. We ate our evening meal together, and I remember she seemed
Pues ya está,
happy,
no le busques más el
in
rollo.
love.
Se ha ido con el novio.
We went into our rooms, I went to sleep, and when I woke up,
Ya está.
she was gone.
Sencillo como eso. Se ha
That's
escapado
it.
con la pareja. ¿Estaba saliendo con
I
alguien?
think so, yes. But she was very careful about keeping his identity a secret, even
Porque
from me.
sería uno que no le gustaba al padre. Es posible que se amantes.
I don't know, but it's been 3 weeks since she disappeared, and he hasn't come forward. That might speak to a guilty conscience.
Porque se
All
miró
I know
juntos.
is, whoever he is, he's still here in the city.
¿Cómo sabes eso? ¿Qué prueba tienes? No le voy a decir nada más.
So you'll help me find her?
Haré lo que pueda.
Oh, thank you.
Nueva pista.
You should
averiguar
probably
qué le ha
take a look
pasado a
through her room.
Sencilla.
It's the one just by the front door. Maybe you'll find something the rest of us missed.
Sencilla. Deberías echar un vistazo a su habitación. Es la que está junto a la puerta principal. Igual ves algo que el resto no hemos visto. Me
Thank
pondré a
you.
ello. Misión secundaria. Vale. Ya veo por dónde va el juego. A ver, ¿qué más hay por aquí? No veo nada. Pues no habrá nada. Ya que estoy, voy a hacer esto rápido. A ver, ¿qué tengo por aquí? ¿Dónde me puedo agachar? Si está muerta, no necesita el dinero. ¿No? A ver, un momento. Si tiene algo por aquí. ¿No? Pues no parece que haya nada aparte del cofre. Ujú. Mis dotes de detective tienen límites. Si no hay nada que ver. A lo mejor quiere que... No sé, si me pillan robando aquí. ¿Se puede guardar partida o algo? A ver. Sí, vale. Vamos a guardar partida.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
All evil is honorable, but death is honorable. Therefore, death is not evil.
¿Eh? ¿Qué he hecho? ¿Qué? ¿Qué ha pasado? ¿De verdad?
The statues! They're alive!
¿What? Eso solo era una prueba, ¿eh? A ver, que me entere yo de lo que está pasando. Se ha roto la regla de oro. ¡Ah! Vale. La regla de oro es no robar, supongo. Y si yo robo cualquier cosa, pues Me va a la mierda todo, ¿no? La ciudad viene con un miedo y una ley misteriosa llamada Riva de Oro. Vale. Esto es lo que destruyó la civilización. ¡Ah! ¡Qué susto! Gracias. Saltarse la Riva de Oro no es el fin, y es posible sobrevivir si sigues al magistrado. Vale, pues... esto de aquí es mi guardado. Vale, no robar. Esa es la regla. Pero ahora lo que debo hacer es encontrar algo. A ver, sencilla. La hija mayor del magistrado ha desaparecido en circunstancias sospechosas. No obstante, ¿cómo puede desaparecer alguien en una ciudad que no tiene salidas ni crímenes? Investiga la habitación de sencilla. Me pidió que inspeccionara la habitación de su hermana. ¿Seguir la misión marcada? Es que ya la he inspeccionado, pero realmente no hay nada. Puede que haya algo aquí. Aquí no. Aquí tampoco. Y eso no me deja cogerlo. Tampoco me deja abrir los cajones. Y no voy a robar nada. ¿Qué? Bárbaro horrendo, ¿te refieres a mí? Perdona, pero soy mujer, ¿eh? Cuidado con lo que dices.
What have you discovered? Yes, please do.
Habitación de sencilla. Pues no sé, la almohada. Ah, mira. Nota. Hija de Sencio y Sencia. Qué clemencia. Está en medio la mierda esa. Te dé fuerza para perdonarme. Siento tener que dejarte así, pero he encontrado la manera de escapar y tengo que aprovechar esta oportunidad. Espero que podamos encontrarnos en el futuro. Vale. Sí, que se fue. Estaba clarísimo. Que se fue.
Ugh, this place has become a... What have you discovered?
Toma tu prueba.
What? Really? I swear, I searched her room top to bottom and never saw that. I wonder how I could have missed it. Strange, but well done, I suppose. But it's odd. It was only a few months ago that Sentilla's friend Yulia let slip she was planning an escape of her own. And yet, Yulia's still here. You should go and speak with her. Find out if she knows anything. She lives in the villa next door.
Okay. Hablaré con ella. Dos principales. Desaparición. Ok, a ver. Arriba. Pregunta a Julia por el plan. Vive en la casa contigo, había dicho. Pues vamos a ver.
Fear is proof of a degenerate mind.
¿Tú quién
What
eres?
now?
Ah, eres el Horacio. ¿Cuál es tu
I'm a
historia,
legionary
Horacio?
of the 1st Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. So the magistrate has assigned me other duties. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughter. I should say. And the others. And making sure they're all behaving.
Vale.
I also keep a register of new arrivals.
Vamos, que de soldado a asistente personal. ¿Qué me puedes encontrar sobre el magistrado? Aquí, ¿qué opinas de la regla de
Well,
oro?
as I always say, it's kind of like a divine version of the practice of decimation in the Legion. By threatening to execute 1 in 10 men, the idea is to ensure order and discipline among everyone. And it works. If you knew you could be executed because your brother-in-arms is planning a mutiny, well, you'd bloody well watch him like 100-eyed Argus, wouldn't you? Because your only chance of saving yourself is to stop bad things before they happen. Makes us all responsible for keeping each other in check. It's brutal, of course, but effective. The Legion wouldn't be the most formidable force in the world without it.
Buen punto de vista. En el lugar de providencia, esto sería considerado un castigo colectivo y un crimen de guerra, porque...
A war crime. Isn't that a contradiction in terms? As Cicero said, in times of war the law falls silent.
Vamos a darle la razón
Good.
para que quede contento.
Perhaps we'll make a legionary out of you yet.
Vamos a ver
If you
otra
like.
cosa. Vamos a ver. Puedo ver el registro de ciudadanos.
All right.
Mira, anda, déjame.
Hey Horatius, how's it feel knowing your man's doomed to lose the election today?
Tira flexiones, ¿no estaba haciendo flexiones?
You're trying to goad me into an argument. It won't work. I'm stoic.
If the old man couldn't even keep his own daughter safe, how
Esta
can
debe de
anyone
ser la
trust him to
casa
keep us
de
safe, eh?
la amiga de Sencilla. Pues está cerrada. ¿No hay toc que valga? Si no puedes entrar, espérate. Vale, creo que no. Pues no en la casa de Sencilla, no. ¿Será esto? Hola. Julia, creo que se llamaba. ¿Esta es tu casa? Sí, te oigo. Nota de Octavia. ¿Puedo leerla sin que me dé por robar? A ver. Vamos a partida. Quiero leerla. Soy una amistad anónima de Octavia. Que el Señor te bendiga y te tenga en su seno. Siento no poder arriesgarme a debatir esto contigo en persona, pero si no me equivoco, eres creyente como yo. Es posible que no pueda rezar tus alabanzas abiertamente aquí, pero ten en cuenta que somos más. Si en algún momento necesitas saber dónde rezar, hay un lugar especial en las profundidades de la cueva que hay tras el teatro. Gira a la derecha en la primera bifurcación y de nuevo a la derecha en la segunda. Vale. ¿Ya que a Dios le rezan aquí? Vamos a dejarlo. Pero esto sigue sin ser la casa de Julia. 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 No. Minerva, diosa romana de la estrategia. Pues esta casa no es. Seguiré buscando. Es que, a ver.
Are they?
¿Tú quién eres? ¿César? No, no eres César.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am.
¿Eres tú?
May I know your name? A
Me llamo
curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. I see you have the piercing and astute eyes of Athena. You must be a woman of great learning. We're always happy to welcome another scholar to our little community. Equitia will be delighted to meet you, I'm sure.
Vale.
Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would
Sí,
you?
ya lo está mirando.
A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago.
Solo quiero salir de aquí. No. Qué bonita.
Indeed. More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months.
Sí,
22
vale.
complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin?
No, no lo he visto. No.
Nor could I until I came here. But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here,
Hombre,
every last one of
después de lo
us
que he visto,
will
lo que
die.
pasa,
You see,
al haber
the builders
robado
of this place,
7
whoever
monedas,
they were,
que me
left
ataquen a saco de oro,
inscriptions warning
yo creo que
the
cualquiera
many
diría
shall
que
suffer
no
for
se
the
roba.
sins of the
Es
one.
lógico.
From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and
Sí.
provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning
Todos
us
nos
all
convertiremos en
to
oro.
gold.
Claro.
We've come to call it.
Ya me había dado cuenta, sin que me lo dijeras
It's
tú.
extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time
Claro.
in the sun is almost
Viven con el
up.
miedo de que alguno de ellos
And
sea un
now it
imbécil y
seems
decida
that day
romper
is
las reglas.
finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the golden rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please,
Vale.
ask away.
¿Qué
An
cuenta como
intelligent
pecado?
question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No
Nada de
theft,
robar,
no
atacar
assault,
ni
and
asesinar.
certainly no murder.
Claro.
But beyond that, it was
Toma
more
nota.
difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen.
Antes me daba la opción
And
de
we must
mentir.
honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries.
Para mí tiene sentido. Creo que no es muy buena idea. Lo que es legal no siempre es moral y muchas de vuestras leyes y costumbres son consideradas primitivas en donde vengo. Legal. Lo que es legal no siempre es moral. Bueno, sí. Vamos a decirle cómo son las cosas en otro mundo.
Barbaric. Barbaric? What are you talking about? The Empire is the most civilizing force in the known world.
Abuelo, relájate, ¿eh?
Rome is a beacon of light in the darkness. For 800 years she has borne great statesmen, philosophers, poets, artists, and engineers. We have comprehensive laws protecting the rights of our citizens, which have unified countless warring tribes all across the Mediterranean and beyond, from Gallia to Judea. All our citizens are treated the same, regardless of the color of their skin or their sexual preference. Can you say the same? When our people are starving, they are given food rations, and when they are wronged, they have the right to bring the guilty party before the magistrate. Our laws forbid treason, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson, and so on. No other civilization in the world is so advanced, and you have the hubris to call us barbaric?
No he usado esa palabra, pero bueno. Está ofendido. Está ofendido, vale, está ofendido. ¿No permiten vuestras leyes tener esclavos? ¿A tu gente no le gusta asistir a deportes sangrientos por diversión? ¿Pero las mujeres no tienen menos derechos que los hombres? ¿No perseguís a los cristianos? ¿No practicáis los castigos colectivos? A ver, ¿qué dice?
Of course. What else would we do with those prisoners of war who would otherwise have been executed?
Ah, sí, lo más normal, claro.
Besides, there are laws for their protection as well.
¿La gente no le gusta asistir a deportes sangrientos
On
por diversión?
occasion, but our gladiators are almost all volunteers seeking glory, or condemned prisoners who would have been executed anyway. I
Todos
do not
prisioneros
see
que
the
habrían sido
harm.
ejecutados. ¿Las mujeres no tienen menos
Of
derechos que los
course,
hombres?
but with fewer rights come fewer responsibilities, and the right to be protected by their fathers and husbands.
Okay.
You mean the blasphemous cult responsible for burning down half of Rome last year? It's hard to blame the people for being angry about that.
Tiene razón, Luis. No practicaba castigo colectivo.
Are you talking about our practice of decimation? Of course. We could hardly
Pero
unite
eso
all
es
these
normal,
warring
claro,
tribes
hemos
without
salido
a
ahí.
disciplined, formidable legion.
Todo es normal. Pero los enemigos se consideran que estas cosas son arrebajadas. No le voy a decir eso, que se ofende. No quiero que me pegue. Culpa mía.
I have made my
Discúlpame,
pronouncement
señor.
on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were
Vale.
you.
¿Qué querías decir cuando dijiste que me había enviado Proserpina? ¿Quién es Proserpina?
You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an
del estudio
ancient
de la vida y la
ritual to
renovación.
Proserpina,
Vale, ya sé
the
quién es
goddess of the
Proserpina.
cycle of life and renewal.
Debería saberlo.
It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through
Ah,
it
mira,
and travel
sabe que
back
vengo del futuro.
to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you?
Tienes razón. Vengo de 2000 años en el futuro.
2,000 years? That is unfathomable. Please
Pero me
tell
crees,
me,
¿verdad?
in your time, what did you
Keep
see?
an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
What had become of us?
¿De verdad
Of
quieres
this
saberlo?
city?
Creo que no te va a gustar. Os habéis convertido en estatuas doradas. Todos vosotros.
I have imagined it, our downfall, 1,000 times. But it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it.
A ver, ¿cómo funciona el ritual? Pues hay un montón de cosas que preguntar.
All I can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions.
¿Me
I
quieren
have to
sacrificar?
recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal.
Pero no soy yo el animal.
In this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly.
La vida de una...
The life of the person performing the ritual.
O sea, tú.
I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future?
Vi restos humanos en el templo, es verdad.
I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it.
Se hará lo que se pueda,
won't you?
amigo. No te prometo nada. Lo haré lo mejor que pueda. No te puedo prometer nada. Haré lo mejor que
Well,
pueda. Vamos a
I
darle
suppose
consuelo.
that's all I can ask for.
Vamos a ver, ¿qué más? ¿Por qué no puedes
Well, I
investigar?
believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal.
Claro.
As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot.
Tengo que ir de buenas todo el rato, ¿no? Para caerles bien a todos. ¿Tienes
Do
algún
you ever
sospechoso?
stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's
A
needed
veces.
here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
Vale. ¿Crees que tiene relación con la desaparición de Cecilia?
So you know about that already. It's a devastating loss, of course, but that was over 3 weeks ago, and whatever happened to her, it didn't break
Has
the
incumplido la
golden
regla,
rule.
aunque se haya ido.
So I don't think it's connected with our imminent demise. Still, if you happen to find her and return her to me, I would be eternally grateful.
Se ha ido para que le haya traer de vuelta. Lo que quería era marcharse. ¿Cómo sé que tú no eres...? No, no voy a decirle nada de eso. Vamos a decirle me parece bien. Si lo hago, podrás llevarme de vuelta a mi época.
If I understand Proserpina's ritual correctly, that problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I can explain.
Sí, pero que sea
If you
rápido.
manage to prevent the sin that breaks the golden rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a
Una
paradox.
paradoja.
If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. Make sense?
Sí. Vale, lo entiendo. Pues...
So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break?
Crea
the
una
golden
paradoja
rule?
temporal, ese es mi objetivo. Vale,
Wonderful.
vamos a hacer
Now,
eso.
I need you to investigate the city, talk to
Habla con
everyone,
todos.
help
Ayúdalos
them
si
if
es sirve
it
para
will win their
garantizar que su
trust.
confianza.
I authorize you to enter
Autorizan
private
entrar en
homes
casas
and
privadas,
inspect
inspeccionar
possessions
las
and
posesiones y
documents,
documentos,
unless, of
a no
course,
ser que
you're
te
asked
pidan
to
que te
leave.
vayas. Ok, eso es muy
Figure
importante.
out who the culprit is, and as soon
Averigua
as
quién
you
tiene
have
la
a
culpa.
name,
Hacemos
come
un
back
nombre,
and tell
y
me
dímelo de inmediato.
immediately. Oh, and one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum.
Lucrecia.
I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
Averigua qué angustia a Lucrecia. Vale. Me pondré a ello, venga. Pero yo quiero seguir haciendo la misión de... la desaparición. La regla de oro. Esta ciudad vive con miedo. Sí, averigua quién es más probable que rompa la regla de oro e informa a Sencio. Parece que todos los residentes de la ciudad van a morir porque alguien va a romper la regla de oro. Necesito averiguar quién es. Para ello, Sencio me ha pedido que hable con todo el mundo y les ayude. Si eso sirve para garantizarme su confianza, también me ha autorizado a entrar en sus casas para examinar sus pertenencias y documentos, si es necesario. Crea una paradoja temporal. Según Sensi, dejaré de nuevo mi tiempo si consigo crear una paradoja. Tendré que cambiar la historia de forma que mi existencia en el pasado no sea posible. Por ello, dice Sencio que si evito el pecado se garantizará de oro, entonces él nunca creará el portal y será imposible que yo esté en el pasado. Una paradoja. En teoría, ¿no? Ay, mira, lo he quitado. Vale, arriba, sí, pues estoy con esto. Averigua qué le ha pasado a Sencilla. Opcional, pregunta a Julia por el plan de escape de Sencilla. Sencia dijo que Julia también habló de escapar hace un tiempo. Puede que sepa lo que ocurrió. Sí, pero... ¿no tengo un mapa por algún lado? ¿No? No.
Citizen.
Santuario de Apolo, no, se me ha cambiado la misión. Aquí. No, aquí. Ahora sí. Pero no me marca dónde vive la tipa esta. Hola, toc toc. Es que vive ahí, joder. Y no me deja entrar. ¿Puedo hablar contigo ahora?
What were you two talking about?
¿De qué estabais hablando? Disculpa, ¿cómo?
Don't play dumb. I saw you. Having a shady little chat with old man Sentius up on his balcony. If he's making a last-ditch effort to pick up votes by talking to a woman, he's even more senile than I thought. Everyone knows women can't vote.
¿En serio? Gracias por la calurosa bienvenida. No hablábamos de las elecciones.
What else would you be murmuring about on election day? Mark my words, Malleolus is going to be magistrate by the end of the day. And if I tell him you've sided with that feeble old has-been, that you've been trying to undermine his hard-won victory, you'll have picked the wrong patron. Got it?
Me caes mal. Me dan igual las elecciones. No pensaba interferir, pero ahora sí. No le voy a decir eso, que se ve fuertote. Me pega un guantazo y me manda al techo. Me dan igual las
Good. And
elecciones.
stay out of it. Nobody likes Caput Murday foreigners interfering in an election.
¿Me importa si te hago unas preguntas?
Can't hurt.
¿Cuál es tu
The
historia,
name's
maricón?
Domitius. You want to get to Malleolus?
Domitio.
You go through me.
Me gustaría conocer a Maleolo.
Too bad. He's busy. Unless... No. You don't look like you could afford it.
Me vas a pedir
I'm
dinero,
glad you asked. See, he's a busy man, and this is an important day. He'll be inside practicing his victory speech for tonight. Left me strict instructions he doesn't want to be disturbed. So if you want to see him, I'll need something valuable in return.
Claro. No es pecado pedir soborno.
Bribe? That's such an ugly word. What I'm looking for is more of a tribute to me, your
Uy,
soon-to-be
él.
patron.
Qué chulo se pone conmigo. ¿Qué es lo que
Dunno.
quieres?
Something good. If you set one foot in that villa without permission, I'll skin you alive, you pusillas semitarius mocus.
En castellano, por favor. Antipático de mí.
What now?
A ver, ¿qué más puedo decirle a este hombre?
Os in culio mio?
Lo he hecho enfadar. Que te den. Traducir. Sígueme, Maleolo. Mismo excremento, distintos olores. Me encanta. A ver, voy a ir por aquí. Yo sí. Ten envidia, cerda. Una persona. ¿Tú quién eres?
Name's Rufius. Better watch your step.
Ojazos.
Can't talk long. Got to stay sharp, but family's from Seleucia on Tigris, Babylon province. But I've been roaming a long time now. Even joined the legions, the 6th, the one they call Ironclads.
Hemos llegado hasta aquí porque sigues llevando puesto el número legionario.
If we have to.
¿Qué opinas tú de la regla de oro?
I'll tell you this much. I hate the fact that my survival depends on the common sense of other people.
Sí. Sé cómo te sientes. Yo he vivido una pandemia.
Then you know what I'm talking about. I mean, all these people just bumble along like nothing's wrong. Well, we're one bad decision away from being wiped out. Like the last lot of people who lived here. Seems like I'm the only one ready for what's coming. Whatever that is. And when it hits, it's everyone for themselves.
Sí.
You've been warned.
Vale. ¿Crees que va a pasar? Claro que va a pasar.
But did you ever get the feeling some of these statues are watching us when we're not looking? Like they're waiting for something. I don't like it.
Creo que tienes razón.
Of course I am.
¿A quién va a votar usted?
Meliodas. Not sure I trust Sentius. Couldn't even protect his daughter in a city without sin. How's he going to protect us?
¿Puedo hacer algo para
No.
cambiarlo? Ok. Creo que he llamado la respuesta de... ¿Sabes cómo salir
If
de
I
aquí?
did, do you think we'd be having this conversation?
Dale, pico, en un no bastaba,
Whatever.
No hace falta ser tan borde. Tú sí amable con todos vosotros. Podía robar una moneda y dejaros morir a todos. A ver. ¿Dónde está la casa de Julia? Voy a probar por aquí. ¿Tú? ¿Necesitas mi ayuda? Es una estatua. A ver, ¿qué hay por aquí? Salsa de pescado fermentado que se usa como condimento. Tiene pinta de ser enorme esta ciudad, joder. Estatua de oro. Inspeccionar. Agua dulce. ¿De dónde vendrá este agua? ¡Ay! ¿No me estaba mirando hace un rato? ¿O sí? ¿Me estaba mirando? Juraría que estaba mirando el cazo. Ay, qué susto, me ha pegado la cerda. Seguro que no me he dado cuenta. Juraría que estaba mirando el cazo. ¡Ahora mira hacia el suelo! ¡Ha cambiado su mirada! ¡Dios mío! No estoy paranoica. Esa mierda me mira. Qué mal rollo. Qué susto. Madre mía. Mira ahí mirando. No te puedes mover. Asquerosa. Uy, ¿qué ha pasado aquí? ¿No? Busca un arco. ¿Cómo que busca un...? ¿Cómo que busca un arco? Pero si no se ha robado nada. ¿Aún? El arco del asesino. Puedo coger esto. Un arco. ¿Qué pone aquí? Me voy a encerrar. No entréis. No intentéis seguirme. No pasará nada. No pasará nada bueno si lo hacéis. Naevia. Vale, pues no voy a abrir la puerta. Al menos hasta no tener el arco que me está diciendo la voz. Porque seguro que va a intentar matarme. A ver, ¿qué hay por aquí? ¿Por qué no tiran las estatuas por el acantilado? Intentaré ayudarte. ¿No te duele el cuello? ¿Qué le ha pasado a tu cuello? Mira, esto lo puedo coger. Voy a robar. Señala. Tío. Me está mirando otra vez. Joder, qué asco de estatua, de verdad. Mira que esto no es de terror, Susto. Para sobrevivir debemos ser buenos. Se cambió por debemos ser sabios. Que se cambió por debemos ser obedientes. Y eso terminó por cambiarse por debemos ser gilipollas. No pienso mirar más estatuas de estas. ¿Tú vas a mirarme también o qué? A ver. No me mires. A ver. Voy a guardar partida. Aquí. Y ver qué hay aquí dentro. La puerta. Cerrada. Ok. Guardando. Y ahora por aquí. Hola.
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under the Golden Rule. It's a ghastly thing, is it not? How are you faring so far?
Me siento un poco al borde de mis emociones. Con las putas estatuas.
That's good, in a sense. If you're not on edge, you've not been paying attention. But on the bright side, once you've been here a few months, it's...
No me quedaré tanto tiempo.
Well, it's slightly less terrifying anyway. We've all been where you are now. I remember when I first arrived. I used to lay awake at night contemplating the big questions. Why am I here? Is there a way out? What is the Golden Rule, and who or what is responsible for it? I still don't have any of the answers, I'm afraid. I don't think anybody does. But I'm happy to share with you what I've learned. Here, in this place, the magistrate has me earning my keep by cleaning and pruning the gardens. It's not quite how I expected my life to go. I used to live in a lovely villa on the banks of the Tiber. I was even betrothed to a handsome young man from a prominent family. But long hours of menial labor for the good of the community has its own charms too, I suppose.
Si tú lo dices.
If you like. I'm afraid not. Although I did once hear someone gossiping down at Aurelia's tavern about a possible way out.
I don't put a lot of stock in such rumors, but if you're desperate and wealthy, you could look into it, I suppose. If that doesn't work, then I suppose we're all stuck here until the gods decide our fate.
Gracias.
I hope it works out.
Tú eres cristiana, ¿verdad? Has dicho Dios, en vez de dioses. ¿Qué opinas de la regla de oro?
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. I think about those words a lot. I'd like to think that if we all love our neighbours as ourselves and do to them as we'd have them do to us, then we'll all be fine. But on the other hand, I was always taught the intent of man's heart is evil from his youth, and that all of us are born with a tendency towards sin. And that's where I get stuck. Is it true? Are we born with a tendency towards sin?
Es la esencia del ser humano. Creo que no, creo que la gente es buena por naturaleza. ¡Ja! No se lo cree ni tu madre.
If that's true, then sooner or later, things are going to end badly for all of us down here. Unless, of course, there's some kind of divine intervention.
Yo soy la intervención divina, respétame. Que no te quepa duda de que habrá una intervención.
I wish I shared your faith.
Yo soy la intervención divina. Entonces, ¿practicas el cristianismo? Lo he notado yo, ¿eh?
Please keep that to yourself. I know you're not from around here, but things are very difficult
Tranquila,
for us right
tranquila.
now. There was a terrible fire in Rome last year, and our emperor decided to make us his scapegoats. There were executions.
Ya.
It was horrible.
Tranquila, no diré nada. Tu secreto está a salvo conmigo.
Oh, thank you. You have no idea how much I appreciate that.
Me lo imagino, guapa. Yo soy buena gente. Yo...
All right, well,
no
it
mando la
was
hoguera
lovely
a
to
nadie.
meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Uy, ¿qué pasa?
Oh no. No. Orpheus, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Orpheus. Please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
Please, Orpheus. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. But I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need to talk to him.
Que me deja hablar con él. La verdad no creo que el suicidio incumpla la regla de oro, pero...
Thank you.
Hablaré con él.
And please, choose your words carefully.
Sé cómo se habla a alguien que quiere suicidarse. ¿Podemos hablar?
Let me guess. You're going to lecture me on how suicide is a crime against the Empire.
No, no te diré eso. Solo te iba a preguntar qué te pasa.
I screwed up my life. That's what's wrong. I borrowed money, and when I couldn't pay it back, I wound up in debt bondage. I'll be stuck slaving away for that Culus Cumulatis Malleolus for the rest of my life. I'm out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Orpheus, no! I can't believe he went through with it. Oh Lord. That poor lamb.
¿Se mata sí o sí?
That was not your fault. There's no way you could have given him what he wanted, moments after you arrived. Well, I suppose it means suicide isn't a sin under the Golden Rule. So I guess that means whichever god is responsible for it. It isn't mine.
Bueno. ¿Y ahora qué?
I'll have to let everyone know what happened. And I guess Malleolus will have to clean up the mess in his villa. It's of his own making, after all. And I'd best pray for poor Orpheus.
Me está diciendo que salte. La voz. ¿Qué será si salto? Vamos a hacer la prueba científica. Esto es puramente científico, ¿eh? Uy, va. What?
I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Yes, thank you. I'm delighted and deeply honored to be elected your magistrate. And now...
Hola.
And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. And now, I make
¿Quién es
this
este
solemn
cuerpo?
promise
¿De
to
quién es
you,
este de...? Pero si el tío ha saltado de la misma forma que yo y él se ha muerto y yo no. No me mires. Aprovechando que está distraído ese señor. Un pío para a su viejo amor. Que Dios te proteja, por favor. Quiero que sepas que aguante todo lo que pude, pero sin ti mi vida no tiene sentido. Solo espero que podamos encontrarnos en el paraíso. ¿Eso significa que la chica está muerta? ¿No se supone que se haya marchado? Misterio misterioso. A ver esta carta. Julia a sus secuestradores. Maliolo y Claudia. Os maldigo hasta lo más profundo. Cuando leáis esto ya habré muerto. Prefiero morir a pasar otro día como esclava de mis deudas con vosotros. Que los buitres picoteen vuestros hígados en el cártaro durante toda la eternidad. Se supone que debo de hablar con Julia. Si está muerta no puedo hablar con ella. No estamos. Aquí no hay nada. Muy bien. Pues nada. ¿Quién eres?
Did you just leap into my villa from the balcony 100 feet above? That
no.
was either extremely reckless or impressively clever. Well,
Gracias.
why have you risked life and limb to see me?
Porque me lo ha dicho una voz.
I'm Malleolus, and if it wasn't for this interruption, I'd be practicing my victory speech for the election later today.
Como se entere el otro que entró aquí, me va a despellejar.
I'm glad you asked. I'll finally restore freedom to this city, just as I've been promising. These good people have suffered long enough under Sentius's tyranny. By declaring there's no such thing as the Golden Rule. It's a children's fable exploited by Sentius to frighten us into submission.
Que no lo es.
Wait, don't tell me you've fallen victim to that
Es una
monstrous
mentira,
lie.
te lo puedo asegurar. Os habéis convertido todos. No me cabe duda, claro, existe. Existe, claro que existe.
Why? What credible evidence do you have for its existence?
Vengo del futuro. ¿Qué hace falta para que creas que es real? ¿Libros? ¿Notas? Aunque no pueda demostrarlo, si estoy en lo cierto, aceptarlo evita el desastre. Si me equivoco, aceptarlo convertiría a la ciudad en un lugar mejor, ¿no es bueno? ¿Qué pruebas puedo darle yo a este tío? Además, ¿qué más pruebas necesitas? Las estatuas de oro que tenéis por la ciudad mueven su puñetera cabeza. Está clarísimo que esas personas rompieron la regla de oro y se convirtieron en oro. En fin. No sé qué decir hacia un... Si estoy en lo cierto, aceptarlo evita el desastre. Si me equivoco, Visitarlo convertiría la ciudad en un lugar mejor.
Surely you're not one of those people who believes everything you read, as if a lie could be transformed into the truth by the simple act of writing it
No,
down.
pero es que yo lo he visto. Aunque no
I
pueda
disagree.
demostrarlo.
I'll be guided by what is best for the city's people, and that means giving them the freedom to do as they wish. True, but that is simply because you are mistaken.
No, no va
I'm
a
afraid
hacerme
not.
caso.
We're stuck down here together, for better or worse. We're all going to have to make the best of it.
¿Qué opinas de
You
la
mean
regla de
the
oro?
children's fable exploited by Sentius to scare us all into doing what he wants?
Está clarísimo que no cree, así que
I trust you can see
no
yourself
voy a
out.
intentar hacer que crea.
Through the door
No va
this
a creer.
time? There's a key just beside it.
¿Me ha dado una llave? Thanks. ¿No? Para eso era saltar, para entrar a la casa del hombre este e intentar convencerle de que no sea un gilipollas, de que no haga cosas malas.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored
Subir
to
arriba,
have
¿qué hay?
been elected magistrate. Thank you. I'm delighted and deeply honored.
¿Quién es esta? Minerva, otra vez.
And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Under my leadership, you will finally
Que no lloran
enjoy
las
the
estatuas, por
freedom
favor.
you deserve. And yes, no more.
Mire las estatuas, todo era bueno. Esta es nueva. Ares, dios griego de la guerra. ¿Hay alguna forma de
My first act,
entrar
yes,
por aquí?
magistrate.
Hola.
I hereby announce a day of a day of celebration. I hereby announce a day of celebration.
Tendría bien tener un mapa, ¿sabes? A ver, por allí no hay nada, supongo. ¿Dónde coño está la salida ahora? ¿Dónde me voy? ¿Será esto? ¿Pero déjame salir? Hola. ¿Me va a dejar salir?
You again. What is it now?
¿De qué quiero? Salir de tu puñetera casa.
I trust you can see yourself out. Through the door
Por
this
la
time?
puerta. Hay una llave
This-
justo al lado. A ver, hay una llave justo al lado. ¿Esta debería ser la puerta? Claro. Pava que soy. Mejor no hablo con él, o sea que se vaya a enfadar, me vaya a pegar. No quiero que me pegue. No me mires. ¿Esta casa de quién era? No había nadie. Voy a hablar de nuevo con la...
Citizen.
Quiero hablar con... ¿Dónde coño está Sencia? No, Sencilla, no, Sencia, sí, Sencia. ¿Dónde coño está Sencia? Sencia... Sencia, ¿dónde estás? Sencia... A ningún lado. ¿Esto qué es? Nota de sencilla. Sencilla Asencio. Que Júpiter óptimo máximo continúe protegiéndote y guiándote. Gracias por hacer que sea tu hija y por el colgante tan bonito por mi cumpleaños. Prometo llevarlo siempre. Me siento muy segura y afortunada de que seas mi padre y de que Esencia sea mi hermana. Noto que estás un poco inquieto por las elecciones del mes que viene, pero si les muestras que eres el hombre fuerte y fiable que conozco, serás reelegido, estoy segura. ¿Te ha gustado? Entonces falleció, se fue. Sí, ya sé que aquí se... ¿Cuántas cosas tengo yo de repente? Consigue un arco. Averigua cómo evitar que Upio se quite la vida. ¿Pero no se supone que le he matado? Averigua cómo evitar que Upio se quite la vida. Vale. Creo que sé cómo hacerlo. Creo que tengo que reiniciar el tiempo. ¡Ay, qué susto me has pegado! ¿Qué haces aquí? Te he pillado.
What have you discovered?
Sé que se veía con Upio.
Really? That commoner in debt bondage next door thought he could win over a magistrate's daughter. That's awfully bold of him. I can see why she worked so hard to keep it a secret. Quick, go and find him and ask him what he knows.
Es que se ha quitado la vida.
Oh, I see. Well, it was worth a try, I suppose. Just promise me you won't give up on her. Thank you.
Quería preguntarte...
What if... What? Really? I swear, But it's odd. You should go and speak with her. Find out if she knows anything. She lives in the villa next door.
Vive en la villa contigua. Villa contigua. Ahora. A ver, quiero probar una cosa. Ya sé, que me da mal rollo.
Don't you just love springtime?
No. Hay muchos bichos. No robes nada. No hagas daño a nadie. No. Es evidente que quien sea que lo escribiera no tuvo tiempo de terminarlo.
You, Tantalus, cannot catch the drops of water, and the tree you just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world. So this place, but it does not. The bloodless shadows wander without some the house of the ruler of the depths.
Lo siento, pero no tengo ni idea de lo que significa eso. A ver.
They never do. There is only a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions.
Ya veo. ¿Qué opinas
The
de la Ola de
bloodless shadows. This is their punishment.
Oro?
Help me. You cannot help me. I have seen things. A pattern, a
Lo
terrible
digo de las
pattern.
mejores maneras,
It is
no digo que
better
estés
for
loca.
you
Digo
if
que
you
dices
remain
algo.
ignorant. Pandora's box must stay closed. I'll say no more.
Averigua por qué Livia está actuando de
The
forma
newly
extraña.
arrived are ignorant of.
Tipo. Lo bien. Leer. Un poema de amor dedicado a una mujer desconocida. He tenido una vida tortuosa, como las 7 pruebas de Hércules. Huérfano, derrotado y esclavizado, mas volveré a sufrirlo todo gustosamente, porque cada pérdida, herida y tragedia me ha traído hasta ti. Radiante como la llama sagrada de Roma, tu brillante calidez nutre mi alma. Sé que no puedo tocarte, así como no puedo sostener la llama de Vesta. Pero mirarte y amarte desde lejos, bañándome en tu luz, es suficiente. Muchos sufrirán por los pecados de uno solo. Con razón. Habrá un arco por aquí, ¿no?
Galerius?
You, Tantalus, cannot catch the drops of
está hablando.
water,
Still no sign.
and the
it's
tree
okay.
you grasp eludes
That
you.
lamp. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Mola, ¿eh? Se llama linterna. Viene del futuro.
Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the
Sería
empire.
mejor si miraras
I'm
hacia mí.
Dacius. Terrible shame what happened to Julia, but we just have to carry on, don't we? You mean, how did I end up here? That is a lengthy tale.
Pues resúmela.
All right. Well, you see, I'm in the business of procuring rare and precious objects liberated from the enemies. Mostly sculptures, vases, the occasional slave. Had myself a nice little shop in Rome, just off the Forum. Lots of foot traffic and close to the docks. Good place to be when the fires broke out. See, about 7 months ago, half of Rome caught on fire. So I gather my coins and some priceless vases. All the way down to the river, I'm elbowing for a stampede of people. But, to my surprise, we make it. And I see this bar with a cap. No.
Ah, sí.
Of course I chose the car. I mean, I can always buy a new slave girl if I still have my money.
Gilipollas.
So I put my hand on the car, and I guess she realised what was happening because those pretty black eyes of hers go all wide. And in one swift motion, she topples the whole bloody thing into the tyre bar.
Don't you just love springtime?
Naturally, I dived in after it, hoping to salvage my fortune. Only, I guess I must have hit my head or something because everything went black. When I came to, I'd washed up on the riverbank not far from here with nothing in the world but a single silver coin. Thank you, friend. But it turns out it might have been a stroke of good fortune because this place is a veritable treasure trove. Look around you. There must be more gold in here than in the treasury of Rome. If I can just... I'm afraid not. If you're desperate, I did hear that Aurelia down at the tavern claims to know of a way out, but some people here are a little shady for my liking. It's terrible for inflation is what it is. There's so much gold just lying around, it's practically worthless. At least down here. Of course, I have an idea for generating real wealth, but what I need is a bow. Just a simple composite bow. I've scoured this city from top to bottom with no luck. But if you happen to find one, bring it to me and we'll talk. Oh, well, technically yes, but that just means you'll need to be a little discreet.
Veré qué puedo hacer. No sé. Veré qué puedo
Thank you,
hacer.
friend.
El arco preferiría quedármelo yo.
Malleolus. I mean, Sentius couldn't even keep his daughter safe. What hope does he have of protecting us?
Porque piensa lo mismo.
Not going to happen.
¿Ah?
Very well. Another time.
Las mías también.
Fortune smile on you, sister. Ah, it's you again.
¿Pero por qué no me
Hope you're
miráis a la
settling in,
cara?
friend. Now,
Sinvergüenzas.
what's on your mind? Oh, I don't give it much thought these days. I mean, everybody here's got their own view about... But I say, let's spend less time arguing. I can't see how I could vote for either candidate. I don't like Sentius much. Even I could do a better job. Me, a farmer. And I've never given a speech or put on a toga in my life.
Qué razón tienes, hijo mío. Es igual que la política de España,
All right.
lo mismo. No tiene mucha diferencia.
Keep an eye out for Sentinel, would you?
So exotic.
Está mirando, ¿verdad? Ah, tú eres la tabernera.
Did you steal it from the gods?
Te mola, ¿eh?
Ah, you're here. I'm so glad you decided to visit. I'm Aurelia, and I hope I'm not being too forward, but the moment I laid eyes on you, I was intrigued. There's a light in your eyes I've never seen before.
Creo que la
A
linterna lo que has
certain
visto de luz, ¿eh?
learning and sophistication.
Y tú eres tan encantadora como bella. Oh, para. No, por favor, sigue.
What
Sigue,
was
Lola.
that? Some kind of joke? If it was, it wasn't funny. I take back what I said. Suddenly, I don't find you so intriguing anymore. Let's just forget that ever happened, so we can at least do business. So, what brings you to my tavern?
¿Qué te trae a mi taberna? Tu belleza no me puedes ver.
Let it go. Nothing's going to happen between us.
Te odio.
You know, normally, I'd expect you to buy me a drink before asking if I want to get out of here.
Qué adorable. Esta quiere tema, ¿eh?
Straight to business, huh? I can work with that. As a matter of fact, I do know a way out.
Sí, pero
I'm
puedes
happy to
dejar de
tell
mover
you
las
all
manos.
about
Me
it,
estás
but
poniendo nerviosa.
this is valuable information we're talking about, and I don't just give it out like some cheap oracle. So, how badly do you want it? Is it worth, say, 1,000 denarii to you?
Pero si no tengo ni 50, ¿qué me estás contando? Si sabes cómo subir, ¿por qué no lo has
Simple.
hecho?
It's a one-way trip, and I'm not ready to go just yet. I like my life here. One day, maybe,
Deja de mover las manos,
but
por
not
favor.
now. I think of it this way. I have something of value, and I'm willing to share it for a price. That's not unethical. That's just good business. Now, do you want it or not?
Creo que buscaré yo la entrada. O sea, la salida.
If I took your money without giving you what I promised, I'd be breaking the golden rule, wouldn't I? And I have no interest in doing that. Well, I can't tell you too much, or you'd figure it out for yourself. But I promise you, you'll never have to spend another hour in this city ever again. What's the matter? Can't afford it? Well, perhaps you could take out a loan.
Eso
I
mismo.
understand Malleolus has lent money to others on occasion.
Tú lo que quieres es el dinero. Pa... nada, por culo.
I just try not to think about it. Drink helps with that. Certainly, for 10 denarii.
Joder, macho.
Have you met Livia? She used to do my hair until one day she just snapped. This place has that effect on people. Now she just stands around caked in filth, muttering nonsense to herself. It's a real shame. Now I have to do my own hair.
Se va a cortar el dedo. Toma otros 10 denarios.
I hear that if Malleolus is elected, he's gonna throw a small festival to celebrate, with entertainment and everything. Can't wait to find out what it is.
Sure, no.
Whatever you like.
No me interesa nada más lo que tengas que decir.
All right.
Si no es nada útil. Además, no quiero gastar el poco dinero que me queda. Entonces que lo necesite.
You stay away from my money.
¿Qué? Vale. Tranquila.
Galerius?
Tranquila.
Horatius?
Tranquila.
Looking a bit troubled there.
Relájate, ¿vale?
Still no sign of Centilla. And I haven't slept right in 3 weeks.
Don't be too hard on yourself. From what I hear,
I'm guessing that
nobody
Promethean
saw it
fire's
coming.
not for sale.
Anyway, I thought you Stoics weren't supposed to worry about things you can't control.
Yeah, but I keep thinking, what if there is something I can get? What if she's out there somewhere suffering, waiting to be found?
Sounds like you're torturing yourself. Leave that for the gods. Try to
Pone aquí.
relax. Get some rest.
Teófilo organizó una orgía con 4 chicas y las decepcionó a todas por igual. Ay, Dios. ¿Jurarían que los dioses sean más benévolos contigo que con nosotros? Me están mirando y no me hace... Cuando aparto la vista me... Sí. Te he visto. Te he visto. No hay nada por aquí. Ese sonido es que está girando la cabeza. ¿Qué hay aquí? Otra que gira la cabeza, ¿verdad? Ya no me asustáis, ¿eh? Ya me lo espero. La cantidad de estatuas que hay por aquí, tío. Y todas se van a girar para mirarme. Esto no es de nadie, lo puedo coger. Hay una botella de vino de la ciudad. Vamos a cogerla. Con permiso, ¿eh? Te he visto. Esto es enorme. Ella llora por donde fluye el agua. Las pálidas sombras moran sin carne ni huesos. Nota de Libia. Emociones enigmáticas y casi poéticas de Libia. Sede maldita se llama. Aquí ciclo... Sí, no, aquí Cicio. Sí, no, Licio. Cicio, eso es una C. No sé. Ofrece sus entrañas para ser desgarradas, extendidas en 9 campos. Cántalo. No puedes atrapar las gotas de agua. Y el árbol al que te agarras te elude. Sísifo. Ataca o persigues la piedra que siempre regresa. Ixion. No. Ixion. ¿Es una J? J-Sion. Se vuelve y sigue tras de sí y oye. Y las 49 Belides que se atreven a tramar la destrucción de sus primos, sus maridos, se vuelven a buscar con incesante trabajo el agua que han perdido. Pues vaya. aquí se podía subir. Buenas tardes. A ver. Hola. Una puerta cerrada, ok. Talla de madera. Una talla de madera con el símbolo de un pez. Parece ser de carácter religioso. ¿Quién es esa? ¿No será ella? ¿No será ella la hermana? ¿La tienen encerrada? Hola. No estará por aquí la llave, ¿no? ¿Quién puede tener encerrada a esta mujer? Coño. ¿Estará viva? ¿Estará muerta? No voy a robar el objeto. ¿Tú sabes quién ha dejado a la chica allí? No responde. Simpático. Hay que ir aquí arriba. Tiro. ¿Se ha hecho de noche o es cosa mía? Se ha hecho de noche, ¿verdad? Vamos a coger el dinero. Con permiso, ¿eh? ¿Me quemo? Me quemo, me quemo. Oh, quemo. Vale, esto tiene pinta de poder usarse con el prototipo de... Voy a ir por aquí, a ver. ¿Qué es eso que coges? ¿No intentas coger nada? Lleno de estatuas. Todas. ¿Cómo puedo ver yo mi inventario? Aquí. Flechas. ¿Qué pone aquí? Un antiguo pergamino cuyo autor se posiciona en contra de la regla de oro. Pues te fue muy bien, ¿eh? El mito de la regla de oro. Por Durotas el joven. Como es costumbre, comenzaré por mostrar mis respetos al dios responsable de esta ciudad, por nuestra continua prosperidad y tranquila reclusión. Merece nuestra admiración. Por ahora he de desviarme de lo que es costumbre, ya que su intento de imponernos una regla estricta una persona es algo opresor, supera todo límite y merece nuestro desprecio. Pues os fue muy bien. Mira cómo acabaste. Tú también opinas lo mismo, ¿eh? Claro. Claro. Estaban saludando. Vale. hacer esto. ¿Qué más? Aquí veo que no hay nada más. ¿Qué pasa con la sacerdotisa? Vale, he vuelto aquí. Pues lo que había dejado pendiente, que quería hacer... ¿No hay alguna manera de devolver el tiempo? Esto, a ver si tengo señal. No. Muchas misiones, así de golpe. A ver, democracia. Tengo que hacer que se retire. Consigo un arco. ¿Es la hora de qué? No sé si tendré tiempo para hacer todo. ¿Esto es de alguien? ¿Me lo puedo llevar? Sí. Se van a ir tiradas, ¿vale? Mucha vuelta estoy dando yo, Comienzan las elecciones. ¿Ya? Pero si apenas he empezado a jugar. Y no he hecho nada realmente. A ver si voy a tener tiempo. Voy a tener que hacer esto en un tiempo límite. Ella te guiará. ¿Quién me guiará? El templo está cerrado. De aquí es donde me he tirado. Parece que alguien se ha quitado una placa de aquí. Tendré que encontrarla para descargar el significado del obelisco. La placa. ¿Puede ser esta losa? No. Seguir por aquí. ¿Te ayudo con la roca, bro? ¿No? Mismo estoy buscando por fuera un arco y resulta que está... No. Hay que buscar la forma de entrar en el palacio. Pero no hay arco. Muchas misiones. Ulpio tiene tendencias suicidas. No, esto no es. He oído que Naelia se ha encerrado en el palacio, debería buscarla. Tiene que haber alguna otra forma de entrar. Es claro que tiene que haberla. Clarísimo. Como que es por ahí arriba, ¿verdad? Necesito la herramienta esa para poder subir. A ver si la puedo hacer yo o algo. no he ido. O sí. Y aún no he venido. Los baños. Voy a echar una esponja, debe ser utilizada a los manos en vez del papel higiénico de uso comunitario. Uf. Ok. Bueno, cada uno tenía su higiene. Es lo que había. Recuerda que siempre están observando. Ya me da cuenta. Estás observando. Te gusta espiar a la gente mientras hace sus cosas, ¿verdad? Y las sentido sospechas de baile. Ok, decírselo en serio. Opcional, es opcional, claro. Puede que aquí haya... Puede que tenga que hacerme yo un arco. ¿No? No, lo invento. Papel. La nota que insinúa que Virgilio es un pecador. Virgilio, ¿de verdad crees? No, ¿de verdad quieres ser?
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
¿Qué he hecho? No he hecho nada. ¿O sí? ¿Qué ha pasado? Pues si no he hecho nada. Ay. No, por aquí no. Ay, Dios, ¿qué está pasando? No, tío, no sé qué ha pasado, si no he robado nada. Porque tenía tiempo, ¿verdad? Me parece que sí. ¡Oh! Estoy bien. ¡No! Creo que ya capto de qué va el juego. Ahora estoy volviendo otra vez al pasado, ¿verdad? Antes de que suceda todo. De día... Es un bucle. Si pasa el día, tengo que volver a repetirlo. No tengo que dejar que pase el día. O sea, tengo que hacerlo todo de golpe. Este volverá a decirme bla 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 bla.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius.
Hemos tenido una conversación antes, claro.
Oh, Bacchus, how much did I drink last night? Oh, and since you seem to be in a hurry, you should try out this device I made. Worked real hard on it.
Oh. Oh, gracias, amigo.
Just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake and hang on to the handles. If it works, and if it doesn't work, worst thing that can happen is you'll take a swim. But don't.
Vale, gracias.
All
Tengo
right.
que irme. Tengo que evitar que un señor se suicide, así que lo tengo. No. ¿Dónde está? Esto. Por aquí. Así me ahorro el paseo del centro. Te buscaré luego, ¿vale? Tengo cosas que hacer. A ver, vamos a hacer que el amigo no se suicide esta vez. Voy a intentarlo.
Salve,
No quería
friend.
hablar con...
I'm Octave. Welcome to life. All right, well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Tengo que hablar con él.
Oh no. No. Orpheus, what are you doing? Get back from...
That's the...
What?
Why do you think...
I know, please.
I'm sorry, but...
Please, help him. Thank...
Eso es lo que habría querido Sencilla.
You know about that? How is that possible? I mean, I've never mentioned it to anyone.
Pero yo lo sé. Nunca me creería si te lo dijera.
Well, if you say so. You don't understand. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want it all to be over. It's too late for that. Yulia and I made a pact. And she's already swallowed hemlock this morning. If I backed out now, I'd be betraying her. I can't do that.
¿Y si yo también puedo ayudar?
No. No. Time's up. I am out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Orpheus, no! I can't believe he went... I'll have to let him, and I'd best...
Vale, si quiero evitar que este tío se mate, tengo que salvar primero a Sencilla, que parece ser que tomó cicuta y se mató. Pues, bueno, voy a probar esto. ¿Cómo lo uso? Cerrar aquí también. El arco del asesino.
Today is a sad day.
¡Qué susto! Asqueroso. A ver, no había terminado de explorar esto cuando de repente todo se había ido a la mierda. ¿Dónde me había quedado? Leyendo una carta del herrero. ¿Tú quién eres? Vigilio. Tú eres el herrero, ¿no?
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to a little community. My name's impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil. Well, I'm an architect. Or at least I was back in Rome. That's probably too grandiose a term to just help out with repairs and try to stop old buildings from collapsing on people. But you probably don't want to hear about the ingenious architect.
Realmente no quiero saber nada sobre la ingeniosa arquitectura. Cuéntame más sobre la historia de la ciudad, la arquitectura de la ciudad. Cuéntame más sobre el templo de la ciudad.
You mean the great temple? This one, the big given the way it's positioned so prominently, looking down on us. It's clear that whoever built it felt it was the most important. Unfortunately, someone else went out of their way to keep its purpose a mystery. You see, usually a temple is dedicated to a particular god, like Proserpina or Diana or Apollo. Usually, there's an obelisk out the front, which probably used to bear the name of this unknown god. But it appears some barbarian defaced it. And of course we can't get inside because it's locked up tighter than the Temple of Saturn in Rome. And that contains the treasury. So we're all left wondering, which god is that temple dedicated to? And could it be the one responsible for the Golden Rule? Unless somebody figures out a way inside, I suppose we'll never know.
Yo lo averiguaré. Cuéntame más sobre la historia de la ciudad, arquitectura...
Of course.
¿Cómo
You
salir de
wouldn't
aquí?
believe how often the new ones ask that question. There are much
No lo
worse
saben.
places to live out, but
Claro
once
que
you
no.
get used to the fear, knowing that a single...
No es tan malo saber con quién seguir, puede cortárselo todo. Es más nuevo para mí.
Some people say it's divine, the work of a god, but I'm not so sure. I mean, once you've been here long enough, you'll notice people doing things that just seem so wrong to you. But this so-called god doesn't seem to care, which means one of two
Como el
things.
suicidio, la mentira,
Either
todo
you
eso
don't
no
know the
importa.
difference between right and wrong, or this unknown
Lo
god
único que,
doesn't,
lo único,
and
lo
I'm
único que
pretty
es
sure
de la
I
regla
know
es
the
no
difference.
robar
Do
y
you?
no matar. Y no atacar.
Good. Then I hope you'll agree that there are only two ways of dealing with unfair rulers. The first is to leave. The second is to remove the ruler from power. And it seems leaving may not be an option.
¿Cómo se quita a un dios del poder?
Good question. It's best if I say no more, but I hope you'll give it some thought.
No tendrá usted pensado cometer un asesinato, ¿verdad?
Look, I haven't done anything wrong, if that's what you're thinking. Somebody just has a problem with my preference for male company.
Ay. Ya veo.
And when you grow up in the north, as I did, in the city of Noviomagos, you expect a bit of hostility. The Batavi are not known for their tolerance. I saw enough friends killed or driven away to know the cost of not keeping your personal affairs to yourself. So I hid who I was for, what was it, nearly 10 years? Watching what I said and where I looked, but that kind of fear eats away at you slowly, until living isn't any better than the thing you were afraid. Needless to say, since I'm now living underground, halfway, my openness
Vale.
didn't.
Pobrecito. Lamento
Nice
oír
of you
eso,
to
amigo.
say, but not necessary. In any case, the Romans are far more accepting, and among them, I get to be who I am. Or at least, I thought that was the case. It seems I was wrong.
¿Sabes quién es el autor del
It's not just graffiti. I have quite the collection of handwritten notes too. The
Sí, ya las he
strange
visto.
thing is, I keep my personal affairs to myself. I've never really been interested in any of the men here. Not my type. So I'm not sure what I could have done to upset this person. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably one of those cultists.
¿Qué secta? ¿Miembros de una secta?
Strange bunch. They insist there's only one God, and that he considers my nature a sin. Can you believe that? If there are any of them here, they won't admit it. Not since they supposedly burnt down
los
half of
cristianos.
Rome last year
Habla de los
and
cristianos.
went into hiding. All I know is if these threats keep escalating, eventually my secret admirer is going to cross a line and break the golden rule.
Déjame que
What?
investigue.
Really?
Quiero investigarlo.
I didn't expect that. But thanks. It's always a pleasure to meet someone so sad. I'm glad you arrived when you did. I'd start someone who lives or works in the forum. But if you find them, please don't hurt or humiliate them. I suspect they're just confused.
¿Yo por qué iba a matar a alguien?
Come back and let me know what you've...
A ver. A ver, ¿dónde me había quedado yo? Tengo que buscar trapos sucios del maleolo. Voy a seguir explorando primero. A ver, ¿tú quién eres?
Greetings and salutations.
Dios mío, qué carta me llevas.
Greetings, I'm Georgius. It gladdens
Hola,
me to see
Giorgio.
another foreigner in our midst. We must stick together, you and I. And I must say, my sartorial friend, your clothing is most
Oh,
extraordinary.
gracias.
Leather boots in place of sandals, trousers with precise stitching, and such a curious design.
Porque
I
vengo del
have
futuro.
traveled distant trade routes from the markets of Damascus to the farms of India, and never have I seen anyone dressed quite like you. Tell me, I must know, from which exotic part of the world do you hail?
Vengo del futuro. Soy de más allá de los confines del mundo conocido. Mi nación aún no existe. Soy de más allá de los confines del mundo conocido.
Then you are an explorer, like me. Wonderful. You must have many stories to share. I cannot wait to hear them. We will have much time here to get to know one another. But for now, do you require assistance? I know you do not require clothing, so information?
No me interesa cuál es tu historia.
Shh! Not so loud. What are you playing at?
Al Tetris, ¿no?
Have you not been told about the last attempt?
No, no me lo han dicho.
Oh, then I suppose this duty falls to me.
Pues sé breve.
It is a...
No es que vaya a ir a ninguna parte.
Of
Dámelo.
course, the first question any of us asks when we first arrive is, how do I escape? And scaling the chasm wall is out of the question, for it is simply too steep and too far. But as they say, if the wind fails, use the oars. And here the second option is to leave the way we came in, through the shaft above the bathhouse. See, the shaft is quite high, but if one gathered up enough wood, one could make a series of ladders and climb one's way out.
¿Y por qué nadie lo ha hecho
They
todavía?
have. I am getting to that. There was an attempt made by resourceful fellows who lived here some years ago. They even decided to keep records of their escape attempt for posterity. Unfortunately, as soon as they began to carry the first ladder down the hallway,
¿Qué pasó?
they heard a godlike voice shake the entire city, and that, tragically, is where their tale ends. So it seems that to merely attempt escape is to invite the wrath of whichever god oversees this place, and so I say it is best to not even discuss it aloud.
Entonces, escapar rompe la regla de oro.
Ah, yes. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
¿A
That,
quién va a
my
votar
friend, is quite the dilemma. But after some
Todo el
reflection,
mundo quiere
I
votar a
lean
Maleolo.
toward voting for Maleolo. I do not enjoy the thought of another visit from Domitius if I voted the wrong way. Nothing comes to my mind, my friend. This is troubling, is it not? I am afraid I have no idea. It is ridiculous, though, virgin. But my young friend Fabia confided in me that she saw someone leaving graffiti on his shop front last night. Perhaps you should ask her about it.
¿Quién era Fabia? ¿La has conocido ya?
I hope that our paths cross again soon, my friend.
Este es su negocio. Ropa. No, no robemos. Colección de tintes. A ver,
You
he
look
perdido
well,
mucho
my
tiempo aquí.
sartorial friend.
Hola, Rufio. Yo también te quiero. Cerrado. Oh. Lucrecia. ¿A ti te he visto? En estatua. En el puente. Te tiré al suelo. Perdón. Por eso.
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman is dying? She's been poisoned. She needs the resin of a plant called silphium, but that Culus cubulatus decius won't give it to me. It's too late. She just slipped away. She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally, I'd treat her with resin of silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly." Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall. But there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath. Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again. I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that genetricum fututo and scratching his eyes out.
Enfadados. Vale. Tengo que robar esa planta y luego
Well,
volver
come
en el
back if you
tiempo.
get sick or injured. Day or night, I'll do what I can.
Tranquila. No me harán daño. ¿Y tú quién? Oye, no serás tú la hermana, ¿verdad? ¿Qué opinas tú?
May Apollo keep you safe.
Ok. Podrían ponerle un poquito de ropa a Apolo, ¿no? No pasa frío. ¿Qué hay por aquí? Una carta. Receta romana para el pan. ¿Vale? La simple receta.
How'd you do?
¿Te conozco? ¿Por qué está cerrada? Se esconde algo. Ya lo sé, no puedes. Bueno, la cabeza sí que la puedes mover, ¿eh, loca? Puedo robarle una llave.
Salve. Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little
Creo que ya he hablado contigo antes.
Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii.
Eres imbécil, ¿verdad? Parece como... las medicinas, pero ¿a ti qué te pasa? Eso digo yo.
Oh, it's perfectly legal. Simply a question of supply and demand, I'm afraid. Take it or leave it. Hear what? You sure you're feeling all right? If you're hearing things, perhaps you should pay a visit to Lucrece.
¿Qué le ha pasado a
She claimed the
Nadia?
statues were whispering to her. Nobody else could hear it. Then she shut herself in the palace and you never heard from her again. But I digress. Do you want this silphium or not?
¿Y si te lo robo?
Well, if you did that, you'd break the golden rule, and we'd share the same fate as the last lot who lived here.
Pues sí, lo
Is that
quiero.
what you want?
Ya mismo. Cógelo y corre. Si eso es lo que quieres, si no, entrégamelo allá. Si no lo sabes, me lo voy a jugar.
Don't you dare.
¿Me lo ha dado?
Ah, back.
¿A quién vamos a
Malleolus, I mean, Sentius couldn't even keep his daughter.
Todo el mundo dice lo mismo. ¿Sabes quién está amenazando al señor
I
esto?
did overhear she was headed to the baths not long ago.
Ajá.
Certainly. Well, if you did that, you...
A ver, voy a decirle esto.
Do you think I don't know a bluff when I... Well... Don't you...
Tengo que robártelo de alguna manera. ¡Está cerrado! ¿Cómo le robo yo eso? Y 50. Búscame. ¿No habrá por ahí alguna herramienta?
How'd you do?
Ah, es esto lo que tengo que robar. Lo voy a robar después, cuando sea de noche. Vengo aquí, lo robo y me piro. Tengo un par de cosas más que mirar antes de que sea...
Help! You have to do something!
¿Esto qué quieres?
A man arrived in the baths. A real nasty sort, with his face all covered up. And he's got a weapon. You have to do something, or he's going to break the golden rule.
Este priorizará la nueva misión y mostrará todos los marcadores del objetivo relacionados. ¿Sabes quién es?
Are you serious? This is an emergency.
Vale, perdón.
Are you going to...
Me pondré a ello.
Thank you. I have to hide. Find me in this...
No. ¿No crees que quizá nos deberíamos...
Hear what?
Oí como unas voces que susurraban. No. Da igual, me pondré a ello. ¿Me dejas moverme?
The shrine is collapsing.
¿Estás bien? Gracias. Me llevo el pan, ¿eh? Gracias. Cuidado, el santuario se puede derrumbar en cualquier momento.
Fabia, no! Oh God, she's dead! Did anyone see that? The whole shrine just collapsed on her. Oh, Fabia, why did you have to go?
Tuviste que entrar a este lugar. ¿No viste el cartel?
I can't believe she is dead. Fabia, I mean. The gods are cruel and unjust. She was like a daughter.
Lástima, no pasa nada, luego la revivo. A ver. Tú, dame ese arco. Lo necesito.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known as Quinctius. Do you know where he is?
Sí sé dónde está. No conozco a nadie llamado Quincio. Primero porque no soy de aquí.
I'm not sure I believe that, so allow me to explain something to you. I am here with orders from Emperor Nero himself to find and execute the cultist Quinctius for terrible crimes against the Empire. So, if you tell me the truth, I will allow you to live. But if you lie to me or otherwise obstruct the Emperor's business in any way, I will put this arrow through your chest. Is that understood?
Claro que lo he entendido.
Thank you. Now tell me, who are you people, and what is this place?
¿Por dónde empiezo? Solo somos una pequeña comunidad de extraños que llegaron aquí por accidente.
A small community. Ha! I was told Quinctius was a cultist, but I never thought he'd be foolish enough to lead me right to the heart of his mystery cult.
Un momento. ¿Qué es una secta misteriosa?
Oh, don't play coy with me. I don't care if you're worshipping Bacchus, Magna Mater, or Christ. You lot are all the same to me.
iguales.
Always sneaking off to your secret sanctuaries, indoctrinating each other with your little mantras.
No me
The
metas en el
Emperor
mismo
may
saco.
have tolerated your activities up until now, but after what Quintius did, those days are numbered.
Literalmente, lo tenemos contados.
You say that, but if you're not a cult, then why go to such great lengths to keep this place a secret?
Yo buscando una salida.
So you admit you're not allowed to leave.
No es que no nos dejen irnos, es que físicamente es imposible. No hay salida.
Threatening me is not going to help you. But in any case, that sounds an awful lot like a cult to me. And I saw the inscription saying, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." I take it this is some kind of mantra you all believe?
No es ningún mantra, es una advertencia.
A distinction without a difference. You've clearly been indoctrinated into this nonsense. Now
Mira,
tell me,
déjame robar un
where did
cuenco,
you lot
que te
get
maten los
enough
soldados
gold to
de
make
oro y
all
me quedo
these
tu arco,
statues?
¿vale? Antes eran personas, las castigaron convirtiéndolas en oro.
You lot are practicing human sacrifice too. You people disgust me.
No hemos sido nosotros los que hemos convertido, no, ha sido un dios. Estás tergiversando lo que he
Yes,
dicho.
because I'm the real villain here.
No, no eres
It's
el
all
villano,
clear
eres
to
un
me now.
sinvergüenza.
The secret sanctuary, the indoctrination, the mantra, the human sacrifice.
Vale,
You're
vale.
cultists. There's no
Okay.
doubt in my mind. What baffles me is how a person can believe in something with such zeal. They just can't see what they've become. However, you still have a chance to redeem yourself by telling me where Quintius is. Do not waste it.
¿Qué te falta para que lo dejes estar? ¿Oro? Llévate todo lo que quieras. Roba si quieres.
Gold? I don't care about gold. You don't seem to understand the situation. So the only thing I care about is carrying out my duty
Quiere
to
matar,
execute.
vale.
I have spent many exhausting months tracking this arsonist through cities and villages, roads and forests, bribing stubborn. At times, I was so bone tired I could have
Te he
sworn I'd
pedido que
approached
me
the brink
cuentes
of
tu vida.
death. But still,
Porque
day
no
and
recuerdo
night,
haberlo
I
hecho.
pressed on for the glory of... So, you see, I know he's here. Turning back is not an option, and right now, the only thing standing between me and... So, for the last time, are you going to tell me where he is? Or do I have to put an arrow in you and ask the next person I meet?
Es que no sé quién ni dónde está.
Then you're of no... Do you have any
Atácame.
last words?
La última vez no estoy en una secta. Dijiste que no te mataría y te decía la verdad. Jesucristo, eres idiota. No sabes lo que te espera. ¿En serio? Jesucristo, eres idiota.
Aha, I knew it. Now it's my turn to tell you something. Once I'm done with you and Quintius, I intend to kill every last one of you wretched degenerates. And I can think of nothing I'd enjoy more.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
¡Jódete! ¡Quiero el arco! ¡Ah! ¡Quiero el arco! Entonces voy a hacer esto y me voy. No he podido evitar que ese gilipollas... No he podido quitarle el arco. No, por aquí no. Te oigo, sí, creo que te oigo. ¿No es? Están pegando. Oye, por aquí he venido yo antes. Este lugar es nuevo. No trepa. Si estuviera gorda. O sea, en el juego no, pero... ¿Me he perdido? Me he perdido. Está bien, Nina. Hola. ¿Quién me dispara? Vergüenza. Ay, de nuevo su
Salve, friend.
No puede por aquí. A ver, voy a hacer. Voy a darle la medicina
Fortune smile on you, sister.
antes de que se muera.
You,
Buenas tardes.
Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone.
Por aquí. No, este lugar es nuevo. ¿Tú quién eres?
Hello?
¿Cuál
My
es tu
name's
historia?
Dooley. I live... I don't
hiciste?
know. I don't...
¿Alguien pensó que ibas a robar?
Yes, but I wasn't. They said I did it. More than once. But I can't remember things. Yes. They said I have to live here now. And gave me the...
Claro, yo te lo leo. El magistrado se... ¿Qué pone? A ver, nueva lectura. Del magistrado Sencio Aduilio. Escribo en referencia a este comportamiento antisocial e incorregible suyo, originado por su obsesión por un supuesto tesoro perdido. Aunque entiendo su situación y sé que su guardián Aníbal falleció hace semanas, quiero enviarle un mensaje importante. Ese tesoro que tanto busca no existe. Parece que no es capaz de recordarlo a causa de sus problemas de memoria. Y lo que es más, puesto que ya le han sorprendido varias veces invadiendo propiedades privadas, incluyendo los los cuales no pueden acceder los ciudadanos, no he podido sino llegar a la conclusión de que usted es un peligro para esta comunidad y que tendremos que limitar su libertad, para que así no incumpla la regla de oro. Espero que esta carta le ayude a recordar por qué está encerrado en caso de que sufra más lapsos de memoria. Pobrecito.
What does it say?
Dice que te pillaron colándote varias veces y que te encerraron para que dejaras de incumplir la regla de oro.
My treasure!
¿Qué
My
tesoro?
friend Hannibal used to look after me. He said he
No.
always would.
Un colgante o algo,
But then-
un objeto de valor.
He died. He said, if anything ever happened, he gave me this key and made me promise to keep it safe until I found the treasure. All I remember is he said something about the cisterns. Now nobody looks after me. Except my friend Galerius. Hannibal said I shouldn't give it to anyone.
Déjame hablar con el magistrado.
Galerius already tried that. He said the...
Pero si lo liberó no cumpliría ninguna regla.
Like... Galerius? He's nice. I like Galerius. He made me a doll and everything. If you help make him magistrate, he can get me out of here. And Hannibal said it was in the cisterns. I can't remember what it was. Just... Bye-bye.
Oh, ¿y esto? Ahí está la tía otra vez. No voy a ir para allá. A este sinvergüenza le he robado su... Ay, joder. Voy a darle el antídoto. Toma.
What are you doing in here? She needs the...
Tengo resina de sí.
What? Quick, give it here. Yulia, you need to swallow this.
Yulia.
Here, let me help you. Hopefully, in a moment, she should be able to breathe normally. That was extraordinary. How did you know she needed this exact thing? And at this exact moment? Are you some kind of oracle?
La verdad es que nunca me creería que te lo dijera.
Ah, look. If you don't want to tell me, I won't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Buena chica, buena chica.
But no matter. That was like the gods hearing my prayers and intervening.
Más o menos.
You just saved a person's life, and you should be proud of yourself. She might even be able to thank you herself in a few moments. And maybe she can tell us who poisoned her, and who she meant when she was muttering about that snake's cruel black eyes. In the meantime, I'm happy to help you with whatever it is you need.
Estoy escuchando cómo las estatuas me susurran. ¿Es eso normal? Pues no,
Oh
no lo es.
no. Sorry, I don't mean to worry you, but no, that is definitely not normal. There was one other person who claimed she could hear the statues talking to her. But that was Nevia, and she went a little mad. Anything about what?
Vamos a preguntarle sobre
Sure.
Julia.
What do you want to know?
¿La has escuchado hablar sobre escapar?
How did you know that? Yes, she did mutter something about the only way out. A few times, but nothing more than that, I'm afraid.
¿Crees que la envenenaron o lo hizo ella misma?
Do you really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned her, then surely they would have broken the golden rule, and so maybe it's best we don't
¿Crees que lo
discuss
hiciera
it.
ella misma? Creo que la única forma de escapar que ven
Gladly.
sea el suicidio.
That's a shame. Thanks again for saving Yulia's life.
Gracias.
Salve.
Sálvate también.
Oh, it's you. Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. But thanks for trying to help me, I suppose. Was there something you wanted? Lucretia says I'm supposed to rest.
Voy a preguntar qué te ha pasado.
As much as I'm grateful that you tried to help me, it's just not safe for me to talk
Pero la
about
quiero
it.
saber.
Please, no more questions.
Por eso te lo he preguntado.
The golden rule. That's the least of my worries. The gods may be cruel, but Malleolus and Claudia are far crueler. Please, just leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it.
Que me lo cuentes, coño.
Persistent as Nemesis, aren't you? I can tell you, but it's a long saga.
No todo el tiempo del mundo.
All right. I'd been here about a week when it dawned on me I'd be trapped here for the rest of my life. I could hardly breathe, and I knew I had to get out somehow. So when my new friend Aurelia offered me a secret way out, I would have done anything. And then I learned her asking price. 1,000 denarii. She was supposed to be my friend. I told her it would take me years to save up that much. So she suggested I take out a loan from Malleolus. And I did.
¿Tu dinero? ¿Pensabas que te habías ido de aquí antes de tener que pagar la deuda? Pues seguramente sí. Lo pensaba.
I'm not proud of it, but yes. I was surprised he agreed to it, to be honest. But I was so happy to have the money I didn't question it. I had to sign an agreement saying I'd work off the debt over 30 years. But I figured I'd be out of here so soon it wouldn't matter. I paid Aurelia, and she gave me her so-called way out.
Cicuta.
Do you want to know what it was? Hemlock.
Okay.
Drink this, she said, and you'll be out of here in no time. Of course, I demanded my money back, but she refused. She pointed to a sign on her tavern saying, "Let the buyer beware." Then she just looked at me with those cruel black eyes and she laughed. She immediately told Malleolus I'd tried to escape without paying him back. Only he didn't seem upset or surprised at all. In fact, he just thanked her. And that's when I realized the two of them had planned the whole thing from the beginning.
Fuerte.
That's what I said to the magistrate. I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was clear. I'd signed over my labor for 30 years and there was nothing he could do. I thought about resisting too. But Malleolus said if I didn't submit, I'd break the golden rule. And I couldn't be responsible for all those deaths, so he locked me in his villa. Confiscated everything I owned as collateral, and made me wear immodest, humiliating outfits while I worked day in, day out. His wife Claudia was just as bad. She set me to work on an endless stream of futile, demeaning tasks. I'd be on my hands and knees, scrubbing the floor clean for hours, only for her to pour slop on it and hiss, "You missed a spot." Those two took everything from me. But they forgot to confiscate one thing. My hemlock. I just wanted it to be over. But it seems I messed that up too. Should have drunk all of it. I brought it on myself. I trusted one of the most callous human beings I've ever met, and tried to swindle the other. I don't know how I could have been so stupid. When I've recovered, I expect their thug Domitius will come for me. He'll escort me back to their villa, and I'll be right back where I started. Only this time, I won't be able to lull myself to sleep at night with the thought of a permanent solution. Honestly, it would have been better if the poison had been allowed to run its course. I doubt it. It seems this is the fate the gods have chosen for me, for trying to escape. At least until someone breaks the golden rule. Maybe it wouldn't be so
La próxima
bad.
vez que reinicie el día, te dejaré morir. No estarás pensando en romperla, ¿verdad?
No, of course not. I would never.
Claro.
But I can
No pienso
dream.
comprar tu libertad, hija mía. El dinero no...
A lot. But it doesn't matter. I made a suicide pact with Ulpius last night. He's in exactly the same position as I am. Malleolus and Aurelius set the same trap for him a month after they did it to me. He and I are in this together. He's probably already thrown himself from the bluff into Malleolus's villa by now. If so, I'd never be able to live with myself, knowing I broke my promise to him. I doubt you could make it up to the bluff in time. I don't know who you are, or why you seem so determined to help me, but thank you.
May Apollo keep you safe.
Name's Rufius. Better whatever.
Voy a contarle lo del asesino.
Arve.
¿Quién eres? Eres nueva.
A new face. Arve, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this vid?
A ver, ¿quién eres?
Oh my. I take it people are quite... I suppose it's quite... Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal priestess and without due formality or courtesy ask, what is your...
Siento que debería haber dicho.
The proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mutual acquaintance in high office, by which time you would already know how to address, and then you would find a way to satisfy your curiosity rather more indirectly. But let's do it your way. You just keep being yourself and ask whatever you like. It'll be a refreshing change.
Vale.
You know, I'm not entirely sure.
Una joven llamada Karen me sacó de un río, inconsciente, y me envió aquí.
Karen, you say? And nothing about that name seemed odd to you?
No. Connotaciones negativas, la verdad es que sí.
Why is that?
Porque la gente es imbécil. Por los memes. ¿Qué son los memes?
The memes? What
¿Qué
are the
son los
memes?
memes? Un meme es una imagen que compartes con otras personas. Se ha convertido en algo así como un idioma para en sí mismo.
So, a bit like Egyptian hieroglyphs then?
Sí, algo así.
So your people make hieroglyphics depicting this accursed character, the one they call Karen. I wonder if... No.
¿Qué ibas a decir?
I apologize. I don't mean to be cryptic. It's just that you've got me thinking. Have you spoken with any of the others about how they arrived here too? I really think you should. Go around and ask them what they remember and see if you notice any patterns. Good. Thank you. But please be careful. I just don't want to see what happened to Livia happen to you too.
¿Qué le ha pasado a Livia?
Up until a few weeks ago, she was a perfectly productive member of our little community, darning clothes and cutting hair. She was always so chatty, always seeking out newcomers and asking them where they were from and how they wound up here. And then, about a month ago, she suddenly changed.
Le pasó
She
algo.
withdrew, stopped working and became despondent, started muttering to herself. Galerius and I visited her to see how we could help, but she just looked at us with this haunted stare, called us bloodless shadows, and told us we were ignorant of some pattern. Look, it could be unrelated. Perhaps she simply fell ill. Or, as Galerius suggested, the weight of the golden rule. But there is a small chance that she learned something, saw a pattern nobody else saw, and that it broke her. I just don't want to see that happen to you.
No pasará lo mismo,
So be
tranquila.
careful, will you? Thank you. Now, go and follow the thread of truth through this labyrinth, and
Otra
come
misión.
back to me if you discover any patterns. Come back to me.
Oye, nada se me ha quitado la... Voy a guardar partida. Hablo contigo. No,
What is
tú no
it,
eras
citizen?
con el que quería hablar.
What business is that of yours?
Ando
A lot of
buscándola.
people.
¿Qué es lo que hiciste?
Centilla was always a kind, well-behaved young woman. If anyone knows something, you might fare better though, I suppose.
Tengo que decirle a todos, sé lo que hiciste para que confiesen.
Fine. Alright.
¿Dónde se ha metido este hombre ahora? Espérate.
Citizen,
Aquí estás.
we're finally alone. We have? Wait, if I understand correctly, someone is about to break the golden... I must have entrusted you with figuring out who the culprit is. Oh, is that about right? If so... Look, it's unfortunate, but all that matters now is that you make use of what you've learned, and now, I assume you've sought me out again for...
Sobre el asesino quiero hablarle. ¿Qué opinas? Me gustaría que liberaras
You mean
a Billy.
Duilius? Releasing him is out of the question, I'm afraid. That man is a liability. Perhaps you're not aware he was caught multiple times. Look, I can see where you're going with this. You think me cruel. I assure you, it was not so long ago, during the Republic. The law of the 12 Tables would have required that he be killed as soon as he was born, owing to his deformities. Here, we see to it that he has food, water, and shelter, and, most importantly, he is able to continue living. A privilege that would be taken away from all of us, were he to be released and commit the crime of trespass. The man has no self-discipline, poor comprehension of what is going on around him, and is, I will not jeopardize the lives of my people so that one... Of course, what is it? Yes?
Es el asesino que ha llegado esta mañana a la ciudad. A ver
What?
qué me dice.
An assassin? What are you talking about?
Supuestamente lo ha enviado Neron para que asesinara a alguien que está de esta ciudad que se llama Quincy.
Then what are you doing here talking to me? Why aren't you out there trying to stop him? You'd best go, quickly. As magistrate, I hereby declare him an enemy of Rome and authorize his execution by your hand.
¿No está prohibido el
Forthwith.
asesinato? Eso no incumpliría la regla
I
de oro.
don't believe so, no. It's not a crime to carry out the lawful order of a magistrate.
Mira, es que jugar
So now you're an expert on Roman law, are you? Listen to me. If ever there was a time to dispense with legal procedure, it would be now. Think of it as an act of...
Me parece bien. ¿Cómo quieres que lo
Any way you
ejecute?
can. Despite my weapons ban, it's been my experience one can always find a weapon if one looks hard enough. Thank you. Please act quickly before it...
Si se busca bien... ¿Y no me puedes ayudar tú a matarlo? Es muy fuerte.
Malleolus isn't receiving.
Vamos a hablar con Julia.
Listen, I don't abduct women. They come to me.
Qué chulo.
He's not here.
¿Dónde
Dunno.
está?
The little cap at murder escaped earlier this morning. Tell him the punishment he gets.
Ajá.
She's not here.
Tampoco está aquí.
Had to carry her to Lucretia's clinic this morning. Shrine of...
Ajá.
Listen,
Voy a acusarle de...
you don't know what?
Que te den. Dice que si busco bien puedo encontrar armas. Una pala.
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
Keeping an eye on things, Horatius?
As always, priestess.
Cerrado.
Welcome to my humble store.
Oye, ¿no puedes tú, que eres un herrero, en teoría, ayudarme
Ah, and you
a
are
conseguir
here?
un arma?
Nice to talk.
Secador. Diseño una innovación moderna. Estas... No. Más notas.
Salve.
Salve.
Help!
Otra vez la tía esta.
What?
He morido. Mira, como no haya guardado automático. Ah, vale, sí. Claro. Uy, es más grande. ¿Algún arma por aquí?
Hello?
¿He entrado ahí yo? La sacerdotisa. ¿Qué tiene que ver la sacerdotisa? Puedo ir a coger el dinero. A ir ahorrándolo. A ver si encuentro el camino en el que fui sin querer. Otra botella de vino, me la llevo. Estaban pegándose. Pero no aguantan mi peso, así que no puedo subir. Pero vaya mierda. A ver, aquí que había. Vale. Creo que no he venido. Qué bonito. Me cojo un huevo de oca. No me deja tirar mal agua, ¿o sí? Pero escalar sí que no se puede. Voy contracorriente. Necesitaría algo para poder subir. Cofre. ¿Arma? No. Oh, ¿eso estaba ahí antes? No te he visto a ti antes, ¿eh? No, no te he visto. No. Cachis. A ver. ¿Quién eres? Oh, qué manía con gruñir, parece un perro. No. Era por aquí donde yo quería ir. Esta no tiene pinta de que vaya a moverse. ¡Un esqueleto! Ya sé cómo te mueves. Tú eres como las que disparan con el arco. Vale, entraré aquí cuando hayan resucitado. las estatuas. Todo depende de ti, ya lo sé. A ver, ¿qué pone aquí? Conocido por... Ajá, ok.
The 49 melodies fetch a game with incessant labor. The water
Luego hablaré
may have
contigo, ¿vale?
lost.
Antes quiero... Aquí, por aquí. Ya, el cofre del santuario de Apolo. Coger objeto, no es robar, así que... Permiso. Esto ya sí que es robar. Así que no. Por ahora no. Alguien te ha puesto encima eso, ¿verdad? No, qué malos son. Hierbas medicinales, nada. No hay ningún arma, que es lo que estoy buscando yo.
The 49 melodies fetch a game with incessant labor. The water they have lost.
Nada. Talla de piedra. Propiedades divinas y protectoras. Claro. Claro, claro. Claro. Cabeza religiosa. No. Nota incompleta. Esta es tu advertencia final. Ser percaminoso. Es Rufio el que está amenazando a... Ya veo. ¿Qué os pasa a vosotras? Estáis aquí muy nerviosas. No hay nada. Aquí hay una nota. ¿Quién es Kabash? Un diario de sueños de Kabash, en el que describe unos sueños recurrentes acerca de un desconocido llamado Kerti. Le he explicado mis sueños a Lucrecia y me ha dicho que quizás pueda adivinar sus significados si los escribo. Anoche volvió a ocurrir. El hombre junto al río hizo acto de presencia, como siempre, con la cara cubierta en la sombra de ese tocado carnero tan peculiar. De nuevo se presentó como Kerti y me dijo que me había sacado del río. Me pareció que esbozaba una sonrisa al decir su nombre, como si significara algo que no podía entender. En efecto, su nombre me suena, pero no puedo recordar de dónde lo he escuchado. Creo que no volveré a dormir bien hasta que lo averigüe. ¿Quién es Kerti? ¿Quién sabe? ¿Quién es Kerti? ¿Eres Kerti? No, tú eres un león.
Cerberus lifts his dribble head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
¿Está entretenida? Robar. No quiero reiniciar el día aún. Creo que vendré en otro momento por él.
Beautiful. You stay away from my money.
No le interesa tu dinero, asquerosa. ¿Qué pasa contigo? ¿Estás enferma? ¿Qué me persigues?
I'll do us all a favour and drink hemlock, Caput Murder.
¿Qué cojones te crees que eres para hablarme así, eh? Cuidado, comprador.
You, Tantalus, just as the... But it
¿Puedes
does...
algo nuevo? ¿Puedes contar lo del patrón que has visto?
You think you wish to know, but you do not. It is better for you if you remain ignorant. Pandora's box must stay closed. I'll say no more.
Pues vale.
The newly arrived.
Que me den por culo a todo ya. Quien haya defecado aquí tiene que ir al médico. ¿En serio?